delivery and strengthen the broader health system in the country. The Canadian High Commissioner, Mr. Jeremy Christophe, disclosed this in Abuja during the launch of Can Give in Nigeria. The Federal Ministry of Health hosted the event in collaboration with the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC), supported by World Health Organization (WHO). Mr. Christophe said Nigeria, amongst 6 other countries, will benefit from Canada's global initiative of CAD 317 million. He said as the world moved beyond emergency pandemic response, continued access to COVID-19 vaccines, tests and treatment would remain critical for high-risk groups. The Canadian diplomat added that under the Can Give, WHO project will be implemented in 7 countries, with Nigeria receiving the greatest share. In Johannesburg, South Africa, a 39-year-old former high school principal, Mr. Nduzusi Ndolovu, has been sentenced to life imprisonment for raping a 15-year-old student 5 years ago. According to KwaZulu Natal Police spokesperson Colonel Robert Nachunda, shared the harrowing details of the case in court, explaining how Ndolovu manipulated and violated the trust of the 15-year-old boy. The court learned how Mr. Ndlovu used his authority as principal, had in 2018 called the boy into his office where he raped him. He threatened to harm the boy if he revealed the incident and bribed him with money and stationery for his silence. Colonel Netshunda disclosed that Mr. Ndlovu raped a 15-year-old victim on several occasions, sometimes taking him from his home to his residence to commit the crime. Egypt President Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has pardoned jailed rights activist Mr. Patrick Zaki and lawyer Mohamed al-Bakr. This came to the fore a day after an emergency court found Mr. Zaki guilty of spreading false news, and thereby he was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment. The judgment, based on an article he wrote about his life as a Coptic Christian, was widely condemned. Egypt's government has carried out what rights groups have described as relentless crackdown on any form of dissent since President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi led the military's overthrow of his democratically elected predecessor in 2013. Information has it that tens of thousands of critics have been detained arbitrarily. This is the World at Noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ile-Awiye, Okebale, Osogbo. Now, our mid-news message. Keep pushing forward in every challenge you face, for every challenge will make you stronger and bring you closer to your goal. 4 people have been arrested in Germany over the theft of a hoard of Celtic gold coins worth about 1.6 million euro. Information has it that hundreds of coins were taken from a museum in Manching, Bavaria, during a night raid in November last year. Many of them dated from around the 1st century BC. The authorities say there is no overwhelming evidence in the case and that investigations are continuing while more details are expected today, which includes whether part of the hoards of coin had been recovered. Report has it that arrests were made during a search operation in the northern state of Mecklenburg, Western Pomerania. Bavaria's Interior Minister, Mr. Joachim Herrmann, said the suspects were professional burglars. Venezuela's former head of military intelligence, Mr. Hugo Carvajal, is on his way to the United States, where he faces charges of drug trafficking. Mr. Carvajal was a close ally of the late Venezuelan president, Mr. Hugo Chavez, and is believed to hold key information about his government and that of Chavez's successor, Mr. Nicolas Maduro. The former spy chief fled Venezuela after he turned against Mr. Maduro. He was extradited from Spain, where he had spent 8 years in hiding. Mr. Carvajal, whose nickname is El Polo, is expected to make his first court appearance within hours of landing in New York. Prosecutors accused the 63-year-old of having used his position as chief of military intelligence to protect shipments of cocaine from Venezuela bound for the U.S. Morocco's Apex Court has rejected the final appeals of 2 journalists, Omar Radi and Solomon Rassouni, imprisoned on sexual assault charges they denied vehemently. The Court of Cassation in Rabat rejected the appeal and confirmed the prison sentences of the two men who have been behind bars since 2021. Lawyer Millard Kandil told newsmen that the 37-year-old Rudi was handed a 6-year prison term, and Rasuni, 51-year-old, was also sentenced to 5-year imprisonment that defense lawyers labeled flawed. And here again are the highlights of the world at noon. Nigeria has received a $9.3 million grant from the Global Initiative for Vaccine Equity Can Give to boost COVID-19 vaccine delivery and strengthen the border health system in the country. Morocco's apex court has rejected the final pleas of two journalists, Omar Radi and Soumani Rossini, in prison on sexual assault charges they denied vehemently. Have been arrested in Germany over the theft of a hoard of salted gold coins worth about 1.6 million euros. I brought to you that Venezuela's former head of military intelligence, Mr. Hugo Carvajal, is on his way to the United States, where he faces charges of drug trafficking. That was the world at noon, edited by Olushola Egbodofo and delivered by Titi Lokbe Ajiboye. In today's news talk entitled Let the Masses Breathe, Lateef Agbola of our editorial desk suggests what the government should do to assuage the pains of Nigerians following the removal of fuel subsidy and reckless increments of pump prices of fuel.
It was a shocking and incredible news to the Nigerian masses when on the afternoon of Tuesday this week, filling stations unexpectedly jacked up the pump prices of fuel, including the NNPCL's owned, which sells at 580 naira per litre, while independent marketers increased theirs as high as 670 naira, depending on location. The new development, according to our findings, was a result of the fact that the commodity covered by the subsidy already paid by the immediate past administration of Muhammadu Buhari has just finished from NNPCL reservoirs and depot across the country, and the new price is determined by the prices of crude oil at the international markets. It will be recalled that the coalition of civil society groups at the end of last month vowed to mobilize Nigerians to the streets. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, IPMAN, increased fuel pump price to 700 naira per litre in reaction to the purported increase of fuel pump price from government-approved 500 naira per litre, then to 700 naira. This was happening when Nigerians were not yet recovered from the shock occasioned by the increment on May 29, 2023, as contained in President Bola Tinubu's inaugural address on May 29, even as Nigerians took the dire consequences as part of the sacrifice awaiting when government would have settled to come up with palliative measures for the citizens. It is therefore pertinent to note the new increment in pump price is amount to over 451% above what the administration met. There was a narrative that there has been a mysterious drop in petrol consumption from 66 million liters per day to 40 million after the removal of fuel subsidy, but Nigerians argue that the drop may not be connected with the inability of the masses to buy much petrol as they used to do before the subsidy removal, simply because of the astronomical increase in the price. In a swift reaction earlier this month, IPMAN chairman in the southwest, Alhaji Dele Tajuddin, denied the allegation, urging Nigerians to disregard the speculation and engage in panic buying. But 2 weeks after the allegation and denial, now here we are. In a related development, IPMAN National Vice President Alhaji Abubakar Meigandi had earlier this month urged importers of the product to expedite action, noting that there had been no fresh stocking since the removal of subsidy, which affirmed to the fact that Nigerians truly paid more for the product already subsidized by the immediate past administration. No doubt, the current hike in fuel pump price in a situation like this is considered as a height of insensitivity to the plight of the Nigerian masses. Hence, the need for the government to take drastic measures to prevent avoidable national crisis. Newstalk calls on President Bola Tinubu to expedite action on providing palliatives for the Nigerian people as a short-term measure to cushion the immediate effect of the removal of subsidy while working on the long term. The federal government should be conscious of the fact that Nigeria without its own local refinery is like forcing the masses to continue to pay back indirectly the subsidy already removed by the same government. The present administration should, however, be appreciated for having a rethink about the earlier proposal of 8,000 naira palliatives for 12 million poorest of the families, which many Nigerians considered ridiculous. We also believe that the Tinubu's administration can do better by ensuring that after the adjustment, the money gets to the targeted population. In fact, some economists argue that in developed countries, liquid cash is rarely given out as palliative measures from the government. Rather, what they do is providing inclusive and sustainable conditional relief packages. At this juncture, the present administration is therefore expected to strengthen the agriculture among other critical sectors of the country's economy so as to help increase the nation's gross domestic product (GDP) to help put Nigeria on the path of prosperity and make life bearable for the citizenry. Urges the federal government to also consider rejuvenation of farm plantation across the country to ensure food security and thereby reducing inflation, unemployment and criminality, while all the state government of the federation should equally come up with mass transport system to reduce pressure on the people, most especially public workers, as reducing the number of days of work is tantamount to reducing labor productivity. We also call on the federal government to prevail on the investors who bought government enterprises courtesy of privatization policy during the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, such as Osogbo Steel Rolling Company, among others, to either commence operation or allow private investors who are ready to take over. This, we believe, would no doubt help address the unemployment problem in a way and have positive impacts on the economy. Lastly, New Stock recommends the following steps to be taken by the federal government as a matter of urgency. 1. Enrollment of all Nigerians in health insurance program through the state's health insurance scheme, at least for 1 year. 2. Energy tariffs relief for domestic consumption to be given to all households through various electricity distribution companies. This should also be done for at least 6 months. 3. Setting up of essential commodity sales outlets in each of the 774 local government areas of the country where the masses would be able to buy commodities at affordable prices and with stringent supervision. And finally, immediate implementation of 300% wage increase for civil and public servants in the country. If all this could be followed to the letter and sincerely implemented, New Stock believes Nigeria would gradually get back on its feet, while Nigerians would be happy they have a country they can be proud of.
In that news talk entitled Let the Masses Breathe, Lateef Agboola of our editorial desk suggested what the government should do to assuage the pains of Nigerians following the removal of fuel subsidy and reckless increment of pump prices of fuel. The piece was presented by Nafisat Oyedele. For more about us, visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on our commercial service as we welcome you, and we urge you to please listen to your personal paid announcement. Ekasan, Ekabose Kayapulu Jawa, Aki, we shun Pendara Pomowa, Eteti Samuel Kede, Eti Samwufu, Ekwori Reu, Emi Alhaji Mashud Ajao, former Deputy National Secretary of National Union of Road Transport Workers NURTW, okay, Commissioner Tuntun fún ètò ìṣúná àti ìlànà ọrọ̀ ajé nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun, Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Maruf Ademola Adeleke, kú oríire yíyàn sípò gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun òkí kábíyèsí Àtaọ̀jà Òṣogbo ọba Jímọ̀ Ọlánìpẹ̀kun Láròyé àti gbogbo ọmọ ìlú Òṣogbo kú oríire adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà wa Senator Jackson Adémọ́lá Nurudeen Adeleke fún kíka ìlú Òṣogbo yẹn Ọlọ́run á dúró tì yín àṣeyẹlẹ ó ṣe wò lásìkò tìyín ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun á máa tẹ̀síwájú àmín olùkéde Alhaji Moshood Ajao former Deputy National Secretary of National Union of Road Transport Workers NURTW. And here is a public service announcement. This is to inform all the past students of University of Uyo degree, both regular and sandwich programs of Osun State College of Education Ilaragun Center that over 3,000 uncollected certificates are currently on ground for collection at Osun State College of Education Ilaragun. The past students University of Uyo who are yet to collect their certificates from years 2000 to 2018 should visit the website of the college, which is www.osceila.edu.ng, or call this number 08033855109 08033855109. The management of OSBC is mounting pressure on the management of University of Uyo to ensure the timely processing and collection of the remaining certificates from the university for those able in the college. Thank you.
It's a deep sense of love and gratitude to Almighty God for impactful life. The Board of Trustees of Ibadan Polytechnic Ibadan commiserate with the entire Oyewole family of Ibadan on the glorious exit of their patriarch, our premier chairman, Chief Olajide Oyewole, the author of Ibadan. Papa's service to our community and his spirit of kindness will never be forgotten. He nurtured Ibadan Polytechnic to an enviable height before he exited. Funeral arrangements as follows: Tuesday, 18th July 2023, commendation service by 9 a.m. at Archbishop Vining Memorial Church Cathedral, Ikeja, Lagos. Thursday, 20th July 2023, Christian Wakekeep at Akpejudu Mansion, Ibadan, Osun State by 5 p.m. Friday, 21st July 2023, general service holds at the Trinity Anglican Church, Ibadan by 10 a.m. Reception follows immediately at designated locations. Western Papa, announcer, Akumola, Dr. Bengaola, Secretary, Board of Trustees, and Asiwaju Adegwega Awomono, SAN, Chairman, Board of Trustees.
Here is a public service announcement. Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State has approved the appointment of chairman and vice chairman of non-statutory boards. The appointments take immediate effect. Junior Osun, Professor Wale Oladi Milesha, Honorable Onigbogi, Ire Polytechnic, Honorable Diran Ayanbeku, Esauke College of Technology, Honorable Diran Odeyemi, Ila College of Education, Honorable Peter Babalola Peter Power, Ilesha College of Health Technology, Senator Felix Ogunwale, Local Government Service Commission, Mr. Tunji Adeleke Jr., Hospitals Management Board, Dr. KK Akiroye, Chairman, Elder Doshu Adetayo, Vice Chairman, Subeb, Honorable Ibukun Fadipe, OSBC, Mr. Muiwa Olosho, Chairman, Prince Lanre Laoye, Vice Chairman, Primary Healthcare Development Board, Honorable Taju Adisa, Water Corporation, Mr. Olayinka Sam Oyedotun, Pilgrims Welfare Board, Muslim Wing, Alhaji Maruf Ishola, Pilgrims Welfare Board, Christian Wing, Elder Funsho Ishola, Osun Health Insurance Scheme, Dr. Muyiwa Oladimeji, Junior Osun Teaching Hospital, Honorable Niyi Owolade, TESCOM, Honorable Razak Salinshile, Osun Council for Arts and Culture, Honorable Ebenezer Adeniji Ebinko, Housing Loans Board, Honorable Akanfe Atidade, Osun Tourism Board, Babakolade Adeleke, Osun Internal Revenue Service, Honorable Shola Adewumi. Signed, Malam Olawale Rashid, spokesperson to the state governor.
Zakat and Sadaqat Foundation.
Al-Quran orí 9 ẹsẹ̀ 23 sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bí zakat yíyọ ti ṣe pàtàkì tó pẹ̀lú ládá tó wà níbẹ̀. ìlànà yẹn gan Zakat and Sadaqat Foundation ń tẹ̀lé láti mẹ́rin pẹ̀ kí àwọn tó kù díẹ̀ fún láwùjọ wa nípa nínáwó ìrànlọ́wọ́ sí wọn. Zakat and Sadaqat Foundation lára ojúṣe wọn ni bíbá ni pín zakat nílànà òfin Ọlọ́run, ríró ni lágbára lóríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà, bíbọ́ aláwẹ̀ lásìkò Ramadan, pípé ogúnlọ́nà ti ṣẹ̀ríà Islam, ṣíṣùgbà àwọn ọmọ òrukàn àtàwọn opó, fífi ẹ̀bùn owó àti dúkìá tọrọ fáwọn tó tọ́ sí pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ojúṣe míì. ẹ̀yin náà lè ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fún wa lónìí kọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn àlá àwọn olè wá sí ìmúṣẹ. ọ́fíìsì wọn lọ́sùn ló wà ní Suite 1 Adérẹ̀mí Oyèkán shopping complex behind Neco office Atauja estate Òṣogbo. website address wọn ni www.zakatandsadaqat.org.ng. fẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ lè pè wọ́n lórí 08062316022 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 08062316022. Zakat and Sadaqat Foundation náwó sí wọn lónìí kí Allah lè náwó sí wọn náà.
الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.
ìjọ Ansarudeen káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Ọ̀ṣun State Council tẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ ètò lórí ẹ̀rọ rédíò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun OSBC Radio 104.5 FM Ansarudeen half-hour lórúkọ ètò. gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ yọmọ Jímọ̀ lẹ́tọ́ máa dé sí ti gbọ̀nyìn láti aago 11 di aago 11 àbọ̀ òwúrọ̀. ẹ máa pàdé ìmáàmù àgbà ìjọ Ansarudeen fúnpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun àti àwọn missionaries wa. gbogbo tí ẹ fẹ́ mọ̀ nípa ìsìn Islam pẹ̀lú ẹ̀rí tó jìnnà láti Al-Quran alápàlẹ́ àti ọ̀rọ̀ Ànábì hadithun nabawi láwọn máa ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ lórí Ansarudeen half-hour. Ansarudeen half-hour kì í ṣètò asọ̀rọ̀ mágbèsè máfèsì. ààyè wà fún béèrè àti